Hello. It's another high quality stream. And this one is at basically the middle of the night. Hello, Ricky. Corey, hello. Oh my gosh, Mr. Moo. I can't believe it. Mr. Moo is available during a stream. Who would have thought? Love the new mod logo. I threw it together in 3 seconds. As well as the rest of the thumbnail. Ooh, but check out this starting soon screen. Isn't that like high quality? Well, I was procrastinating all day, so gotta do something. Oh wait, we're gonna try the haven't used this in a while. We're gonna try to turn on the YouTube things. Oh dang, it's asking me to log in. Continue. Trust. How was the last stream? No active chat found. Oops. The last stream was good. You missed random things. I'll do a recap of what I did. Did I make the starting soon screen? It looks so professional. Thank you. It is actually really professional. I'm really proud of it. I want to get I just wish I could focus on one thing for more than 3 seconds. Because then I just lock in, get all the correct streaming stuff you're supposed to have. Hold on, I'm trying to get the Toothless Party to activate. Let's see. Let me turn this off and turn it on again. Okay, well, that kind of worked, but it's all on the wrong screen. You're supposed to come on this screen. Turn it off. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Toothless is dying. He's not having a good time. All right, just got to click on him. Enable YouTube integrate. They spawned it on the wrong screen. Well, whatever. I guess Toothless is not going to work. Do I ever make lists? No. I don't. That's probably part of the problem. You decided to try working on a little new model today just because you're needing you've been needing such a break even though you didn't have time to do so. Well, that's good. You need a break. All right. Time to do some coding. So everything is on the spot? Yes. I'm not very good at anything when it comes to keeping track of things I'm supposed to be doing. All right, let's see. So what happened since the last video or stream or video? I don't really know. We're gonna see. 90 FOV. You may be even more behind on work now because of it. Well, you and me both. Okay, so what did I do? Well, what did I do? Well, we got the stamina working in the last stream, I think. I don't remember how much of it I finished then. But if I do YHA stamina debug, we've got a couple of values now. And now the upgrade points and the points progress actually works. Yeah. So whenever you use stamina, so say I use like this dash ability, you'll see I used it. Well, I'm in creative mode actually. I use it. The only value that goes up is the usage total in the top right. The usage total represents the progress to gaining more stamina, and the points progress down below is the is the, what is it? It's the upgrade point calculation. So you see the points progress is now going up, as well as the usage total. I wish I had, I can kind of point. It's over here. So this is points progress. This is for upgrading, and usage total is for max stamina. So when you use below like 33% of your stamina, that's when you start getting points that apply to your actual upgrade point. And I don't know why I'm doing this. I can actually just open up the wiki that I spent so long writing. Weird. GitHub's first thing when you open it up now is AI. It's asking you to AI something. I don't want that. I just want to go to my repositories. Take me to my Your Hero. Literally didn't do anything. Hold on, I gotta find what button it is to get to my repository. So dumb. They moved all the pages around. Here we go. We need the Your Hero documentation. Here we go. I didn't bookmark this link because I'm a psychopath, apparently. Here we go. Boom. Check it out. There's a wiki. Yeah, didn't you see the announcement that I at everyone? I think the Discord's too big now. It got to 1,000 1,000 people in the Discord, and now my at everyone says it only does 200 people, which is unfortunate. But yeah, there is a wiki. If we look at the core systems here, stamina system, check this out. Yeah, members. Hey, Block5K. Thank you for watching my property. But yeah, if you didn't see this already, I went and updated the stamina for the things that I coded and a few things that I changed. Like here you can see, here's the starting stamina. I set this up the other day. So between 80 and 120. That's eventually it's gonna be configurable. I don't know how to do config stuff in Neoforge quite yet. Well, I do, but it's kind of annoying. So right now it's just set to 80 and 20. This is talking about how stamina is spent. The regeneration of stamina, this I implemented. So whenever you use stamina, any type of stamina, actually stamina set current stamina 100. So whenever you use stamina up here, there's this regen cooldown now. You won't see this, by the way. This is just the debug menu. But whenever you use stamina, that regen cooldown will go. And so you're not going to regenerate stamina if you're using stamina a lot. It's like if I was to spam this, I wouldn't actually regenerate any stamina until that cooldown gets to a certain value. But yeah, added that. Any update about the stamina bar design? I don't know. Maybe we'll do that today. Maybe not. I also implemented exhaustion now, which is good. Yeah, there's also, I added I know so many things. I added the /YHA stamina command. So now I can set everything, which I couldn't do that before because I was lazy. And okay, I say I implemented it, but turns out you could just I just told ChatGPT to write the command, because if we look at the command, it's super annoying. All commands in Minecraft are super annoying to make. I look at the stamina command. I gave, wait, is it stamina or is it the YHA? I deleted my, oh no, I had him do the body command. I wrote the stupid stamina command. Look at this. This was so much, like you have to do all these thens, then, execute, then execute over and over and over. So for the body one, this is the one where I told AI to write all of these out because I don't want to. Because it would have, look at how many of them there are. I would have gone crazy. But anyway, we have the set, so we can set every individual thing. And there is the exhaustion. So if we go down to exhaustion level 1, which this is level 1 right here. Oh, it's actually level 2. Join the Discord. Oh, I didn't even know you weren't in the Discord. Is there going to be anything that will stop you from having your stamina go below 0? Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so exhaustion level 1 is right here, I believe. There we go. So notice we don't have any actual effects. I removed the effects, and I just specifically have it's slowing you down. Eventually, I might give a little... No, the exhaustion indicator is going to be in the stamina bar. So the stamina bar is going to change color. It's going to shake or something to show your stamina or your exhaustion. So this is exhaustion 2. You walk a little bit slower, you punch a lot slower, and you do a lot of less damage. And you also start taking damage if you keep using stamina in these exhausted levels. We're in exhaustion level 3, so we punch even slower. Our attack speed's super slow. We can't jump very high. Like, we can jump a quarter of a block, maybe. And if we get to the final exhaustion, we can't... This is as fast as we move. We can't jump. We can't swing our arm. We're just so tired. The next time you use stamina, boom. So that's similar to how it worked in the old version. Notice dying reset my points progress. So that's something. It also reset your usage total. So you can't just end yourself in to farm the points. You'll also notice that, or you may notice, I guess, that when I died, the stamina actually recharged all the way. That is intentional now because I changed the way that the upgrade point stuff works, so that you have to have low stamina in order to get upgrade points. There's also a cooldown for oh yeah, there's also this cooldown here, this upgrade progress cooldown. This one is going to be, or this one is for when you get an upgrade point, it actually puts you on cooldown so you can't do it anymore. So I added in a lot of anti-AFK or anti-spamming features in so that you can't just get to max level right away. You finally finished the last season of My Hero and it was so good. Yes, it is. It was very good. I am planning on adding prosthetics. Yes. And yes, Ricky, both of them are done. Okay. So yeah, I did that. The other thing that I did was I started implementing the body system. Or re-implementing the body system. So from the last version of the mod had a body system, and the idea was that people can store values. Hold on. Maybe it's not a good idea to do a late night stream. The body system. The idea behind it is to allow people to assign values to individual body parts. What that allows you to do is have things like damage per body part, or storing different powers in different body parts, things like that. So I went ahead and re-implemented most of it. If I open up this debug menu here, this is just for debugging. I don't know if I'm going to keep it in as a feature. It might be cool. But you'll see there's a body part corresponding to every part here. So you have your feet, your legs, your hands, your arms, your chest, and your head. By default, everything has its own health value. And the idea is that when you lose the health in one thing, that's when you will lose that body part. So there's the concept of destroyed arms or destroyed hands, stuff like that, which would prevent quirks from working. So like, for example, if you have the decay quirk and you lost both your hands, or overhaul, you lost both your hands, then you wouldn't be able to use that quirk anymore. So I wanted people to be able to add in the functionality for that. I also wanted to add in the functionality of being able to store values inside of body parts to make it, or to kind of avoid the use of scoreboards. Now, Palladium does have ways to store data, but I did this just because, well, I did this in the old version before I knew that it existed, and I kept it over here because I just thought it was kind of fun. So as a test value, you can see I have a custom float stored inside of the chest, and it's for smoke, and it's set to a value of 1. That is a test that I was in the process of doing, of just essentially storing information in here. So for smoke screen, instead of using a scoreboard to track the like charged up smoke and such, I'm actually doing it, storing it in here. And I'm actually in the process of creating a bunch of abilities related to the body parts, or to the body system, that I can then use to re-implement some of the powers that I had, like smoke screen and power stock is an important one. You know, there was an idea for seeing this earlier on a certain card GUI, which you don't know if you can say, but would that be attempted again or modified? I think I kind of want to do I think I want to kind of do something like that, but with like a body scanning thing related to the genome stuff. Am I ready for the draft? Let's hope not. Okay. Oh yeah, and the one other thing I implemented was a treadmill. Check it out. It's a treadmill. It doesn't look very good because I don't do miles. But if you look on the top, the usage total up here is going up. The idea, this is kind of starting of the exercise equipment. I want people to be able to upgrade their stamina, maybe strength and stuff like that. But if they have a quirk that doesn't, yeah, I call it a treadmill. Treadmill. Anyway, I want to have a bunch of exercise equipment. And so this was just a test that I did to see if I could update the stamina update stuff in the stamina system. So yeah, it doesn't look good, but treadmill, who cares? Anyway, back to what I was coding. Like I said, I was doing body-related abilities, so I can do things like appearance. So I can do things like re-implement power stock. That was too big, I think. 125 is, yeah, okay. So I have the damage body part ability. This one was really simple, but it pretty much just allows you to either continuously damage or do a single tick of damage to the body. And if I look, I think I have an ability in the test here. Yeah, hurt chest, if I activate that and check out the debug, the chest is actually 0. So let me do YHA, body, heal. I will do chest for 100. Check the debug, there it is. If we do the damage of the chest and check it again, that didn't work. Hold on. Oh, it's not working. Well, hurt chest does not work. I thought it did, or it did before. I wonder if I invalidated something. Let's see. Hurt chest. Damage body part, main arm, left leg. Right. Why does it damage the main arm and the left leg, but I call it hurt chest? I couldn't tell you. But anyway, that should be damaging, yeah, it's damaging the main arm and the left leg. So there's that ability. There's also the heal ability that I made, which is just kind of an opposite. It allows you to heal different values or different body parts. I know this was, someone was talking about, I think someone who looked at my my code and was wondering why there wasn't a heal ability. This is now a heal ability that you can have. So if you had a quirk with regeneration, you would just stick this ability in there and you just, it runs every tick. So you just put in all of the body parts you want healed and it will heal them. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. So I was in the process of doing this body part value tick ability. This one is meant for charging values up. You feel like a full heal or a self-heal type ability would be cool. Yep, you can do that with the heal body part ability now. It runs every tick, but you can just set it or enable it for 1 tick. And just pass in all of the body parts and then just the amount that you want, which could just be 100 or 200, whatever. But then it would heal you up. Specifically one that stops you from moving and continuously heals you. Yeah, you can do that actually already with the stuff that I have. Actually, the stopping from moving, no, but that's a good ability to add. I need to add a stop moving ability, like a freeze ability. Hold on. I'm putting that down in my notes. Stop moving ability. I have a stop moving implementation before in the old one for that, and all it was a tag actually. Okay, anyway, we're doing the body part value tick ability. The purpose of this one is to increase a custom float inside of this by a certain value. So for example, I want smoke screen. I want you to have an internal charge of smoke. So in order to do that, I could use an energy bar, but I don't really want to because I don't like palladium energy bars. So I'm instead going to use this. Which maybe I should use the energy bar. I don't know. Whatever. But essentially, it's just charging up. This allows you to charge up a value inside of a specific body part. So it accepts a amount that it's going to charge. The tick rate is how often it's going to try to give that amount. And then a max and a min value so that you can increase it to a certain value or decrease it to a certain value. And then it has a list of all of the body parts that are going to store that. So let me make sure. So how much of the mod is palladium based and how much is your own mod now? Well, it's still palladium based in the background. So like the abilities that I'm creating use palladium to manage the abilities, and I'm trying to do more because it's seeming to become much more independent as the development goes on. Yes and no. In this version, in 1.21 Palladium, it's a little more used because it adds in things like the Molang expressions. Like this here. Like because I can do this now, or just purely because of this, I'm relying on Palladium a lot more than I was for the other stuff. But yeah, I can't actually say how much of it is Palladium, how much is not, honestly. Most of it is the background is still Palladium because that's where all of the ability ticking and is going to be done. Okay, body value tick. This is the constructor. So here's the tick method. We need to do if it's enabled and if it's a server player. This isn't going to work for entities. I'm not going to make it work for entities. Let's see. We need to get the amount. So this is the amount that we're going to increase it. And so it's this dot amount dot get as float. And let's see. We need the max value. We need the min value, which are also both floats. So we're just gonna Control D to duplicate that twice. We're gonna do min value. We're gonna do max value. This dot min value, this dot max value. And why are you mad? Oh, wait, because we don't need to actually do that. We only have to do this because it was a value type. Which actually, these two should be values. Actually, all of these should be values if I'm thinking about it. You had a question for you from your friend. How much progress have I made? And how long will it be until you're done with your mod? I don't know. I'm going as fast as I can. Is there a way to get the current value of health? Is there a way to get the current value of the health of a certain body part? Not yet. That's gonna be the next one. That's actually gonna be a condition, because the idea is people will most likely want to check if a body part is missing or if a body part is below a certain amount of health. So that'll be a custom condition, which I have a bunch of conditions that I need to port over that I did. So I think, should I have the min and max value be dependent? I think I should, because if I wanted, yeah, these have to be dependent value. Actually, all of these are going to be values. Value is going to be the goat of this ability. Hopefully it's not slow, because that would suck. Non-negative int tick rate. No, it needs to be a value. It has to be positive, though. No, this one's going to be an int. Min and max can be values. That's fine. Copy, paste, paste. And it needs to be new static value like this. We're going to do 100. And for the minimum, we're just going to say 0. And you are mad because I need to have value here, value here. Just like that. Are you happy now? And now we can do this. Control D twice. We do the min value equals this dot min value, and then max value equals this dot max value. You thought that would have been added already, but guess that's on the to-do list. Yeah, it is. The list that doesn't exist. Well, so there's a list of abilities that I need to add and conditions that I just randomly think of. I probably need a good list. Mine exists, but it was thrown in the shadow realm. Well, so yeah, those conditions already existed in the Quark Lib, the Bandits Quark Lib. Ever tried Google Sheets? Why do you people want me to have a to-do list? Acting like I'm disorganized and can never get anything done. Jeez. Let's see. This is always true. But the problem is I have to put things in. I have to remember to put things in the to-do list. I don't really do that sometimes. All right, we have this Boolean requires sync. Wait. All right, first thing we actually need to do is check the tick rate, because if the this tick rate says how often we're going to actually run this tick method. So we're going to do if, and I think I can do entity.tick count. .tick. Is it tick count? It might be tick count. It might not be. If this modulo, which means divide and get the remainder, by this .tick rate, oops, tick rate, that equals 0, that means we can actually implement this. So then we grab all of this stuff here. And what we'll need to do is for every body part that's inside of the list that they send, we grab the body part as the enumeration, or we convert it to its enumerated form. And we check that it is a real body part, because if it's not a real body part, we don't want it to run. I do have this Boolean requires sync, which I started adding. It's kind of good convention to just make sure that you're not trying to sync data to the client if you don't actually change it. So in this case, we check here if I change it or not. And then right here, we sync the body data. We would sync it outside here. Anyway, instead of doing body.heal part, we're going to do body dot, and then I think it's going to be get custom float. And come to think of it, I actually need to give the name of the float. I did not actually allow, or not allow, I didn't actually implement it. So it's going to be here. So public, final. This one's going to be a string and then float key. Or float key? What should it be? I'll just say key. And it's after the min value, so it'll be here. Is it string.codec? That optional field? I don't think it is. Extra codecs dot string? Nope. Palladium codecs dot string. Come on. I hate that it doesn't want to do anything. Okay, so it's not that. Go back. What is the string? Is it just string.codec? Optional field of. No, it is not. It is not that. You want me to make a treadmill model? Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you can do it if you want, but the problem is I think I want a running animation with it. I don't know, because I have to, all of the exercise equipment have to be kind of matching the same vibes. Matching the same vibes. We need to check in the documentation for an ability that uses a string. Ability serializer. Because I don't... Oh, flashbang! String. This uses a string array. Oh, literally only mine uses a string. Okay, cool. So that means I have to figure it out myself. I think... What is extra codecs? That's the Forge one. Wait, is it just codecs dot string, chat string, base64 wait, escape string, non-empty string? I think it's that. Dot optional field of, why was it mad before? Did I spell it wrong? It might have been. Optional field of key. You give it the value, which is going to be, I'll just say value, like that. And we do the for getter, AB, for ability, AB dot key. I did it. And then we're gonna stick it here, string key, and then the key has to be assigned here. This dot key equals key. Now we can come back down to here to get custom float. Or yeah, first we gotta see if we can get it. So float current equals body dot get custom float for the player. And then I think it's the key next, right? Oh, it's the body part, then the key, then the default value. Because the default value is what it returns if we go to the implementation. If it doesn't exist, boop, 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 boop. Where did it go? I lost it. When I lost my other thing. What in the world? Why did it teleport me over here? Anyway, the default value, if we can go back to it, one implementation right here. So this get custom float value, which has a default value that we run in case it doesn't show up, or if it hasn't been defined already. All right, so the default value is just, body part is going to be part, then key, then the default value of just 0 is going to be our default. So we'll check first if, actually no, we do cur body dot set custom float to the player with the body part, and again the key, and then we need to do cur plus the amount. So this is going to be either positive or negative. So what we want to do instead is actually, let's just do it here. We'll do float new value equals math.min. I'll do math.min and then math.max. So we're nesting the max and the min together. So the new value is going to be in between. Wait, it's got to be max and then min, I think, like this. So inside of this one, we do cur plus amount. And we take the minimum of that and the max value. So that means whatever the current plus the new amount is, it can't be bigger than the max value. And then we then check here to make sure that it is bigger than the minimum value. Otherwise, we choose the minimum value. You mean like beds, too bad, random so the treadmill, if you're doing it, there's no promise I'm actually going to use it if you're making it, but I'd say it's probably be 2 blocks. And then just running between them. Kind of like a bed. Thought I was in creative mode. Random question, but how helpful is Palladium as a base when it comes to random and wacky model-based ability like JoJo stands? Palladium can do the model stuff relatively easy. Because every time you see stuff like that, it's made as a standalone mod and not Palladium. I mean, the problem comes with what you want them to actually do. Because, like, you can summon entities and animated entities and models changes stuff with Palladium pretty easily. But if you want them to do powers, that's where people kind of run into the issue. Height of a full block or lower? No, it's like a slab. A slab tall. Getting distracted by my fake thing. All right, so we clamped this. Yeah, we clamped the new value. So we just set new value here. And require sync equals true, and then we require sync, and we delete this. And then at the very end, we always do super.tick entity. We have to do this because, or especially because my stamina implementation is injected into the regular tick method, so we got to make sure to do that. Then we have to put it in the ability registry. So inside of here, inside of here, ability register, we have the heal body part. We need to make the new one. This one's going to use the body part value tick ability. We're going to name it body. Actually, we'll just call it change body value. Should we change body value or tick body value? We'll name it change body value for now. And then paste it there, and this is going to be body part there, and this will be change body value. And if we go back into here, we got to make sure to return the correct value in the ability register. And then for the documentation, we need to make sure it's body part, value tick, ability here, here, and here. It's good. And then we need to set the description. Creates, allows the, grants, changes a float stored inside of one or more body parts by a specific value every interval number of ticks. And then we've given the amount. So this is a type value, the amount to change the custom value by. Parts is the same thing as before. It's a list of all the parts, but we need the tick rate, max value, and min value. So we're just going to do Control D, tick underscore rate. I think it is. Yep, tick underscore rate. How often or how many ticks before incrementing / decrementing the custom value? This is min underscore value. This is int, type int. This is going to be int pointer, integer. What type is it going to be? Type integer, I think. Type underscore integer. Nope. Is it type number? Comparator type underscore. What is the type of it? Double float int. That's what it is. All right, min value. The lowest that the value that the new value can be. And then Control D one more time, call this max value, the highest that the body can be. And real quick before I forget, we want to check here if the new value is not equal to the current value, then we want to do this. Then we want to actually update it, because we don't want to update it unless, if it's like, if you have a max value of 100 and you're at 100, there's no reason we need to be updating the float to increase it to 100 because it's already there. Okay, so now we come down to here. We have the new static value of 5. We have the integer value of, we'll just say 20 for the ticks. And then we need new static value for the minimum and the maximum. So the minimum is going to be 0 and the maximum is going to be 100. And then the list of body parts. Oh, we need the key. Type underscore string. This is going to be the key to store of the value to store. /update. All right, and then we put in the string here. We'll just say the value, or just say key. No, wait, the default isn't key. I set it to what? I set it to value. Well, actually, we'll set it to example underscore key. That's probably the better thing to do. Makes more sense, I guess. Example key. Read chat. Specifically thinking how limiting are Palladium abilities, because you know Fisk is much more limited, but you don't know how Palladium can do. So Palladium has the benefit that it can be pretty expansive if you are, one, really creative with Minecraft commands and data packs, or two, you know Cube.js, because Cube.js just adds in new abilities using code. And you can use commands, Minecraft commands, to do a lot of stuff, a lot of cool stuff. It's just way more complicated because you have to run one command at a time. You need it as a Java block model or a different type? I don't know. Probably a GeckoLib model so it can animate. Is it able to do gravity changing stuff on either the player or other entities? Palladium? No, unless you want like levitation. I mean, then yes, because that's Minecraft. But but beyond that, beyond like just giving them the levitation effect, it's not going to, like, you can't flip gravity to the side. What's the worst and best Palladium add-on in your opinion? I am not going to answer that question. Okay, so that, I think, is good. We registered it. We have it here. So let's go into the custom test ability. And do I actually have... Yeah, we'll do the custom test. Let's make a new ability here. We'll call it... Not even for the best. Yeah, no. Copy. Boop. Ability 6. We'll call this one passive gain. Passive gain. This one, how should we do this? This one should be enabled all the time. I don't think it should not be enabled. We're gonna do hidden is true. Hidden in bar is true. Then we need to add in our properties, which are inside of, or outside of this. So the properties for this, if I remember, are amount. We'll just do 1 for the amount. And it is a value, so we can technically do, like, for example, the quirk factor thing. Let's actually do that. Let's do this. So we're going to pretend like this is the smoke screen ability. So for the amount, we're going to have it go up by the quirk factor times... Actually, we'll just have it go up by the quirk factor. The key is going to be, we'll just call it smoke. Smoke. We can say smoke capacity. Then we have a min value of 0. We have a max value of, we'll say 400. But we could also replace this. Oops. We could, did I just Control-C that? Control-V? I did. We can also replace this with a Mulling expression here. And now we can do the capacity is the quirk factor times 400. And there we go. That automatically will scale the capacity, which is actually kind of cool. One thing I wonder if I can get a query of the body data here. That would actually be kind of cool. If I could use like YHA.body and then pass in the part and then key. I'm going to look into that because that would be really cool. Because then I wouldn't need the condition. Well, I wouldn't need some things. Like for the max value, I could make it change to be based on another body value that corresponds to the max or the upgrade. I might be getting ahead of myself. I need to chillax. Anyway, so this max is going to be based on the quirk vector. Key amount min max. Oh, and then parts. Is it parts or is it part? I don't remember. Parts. Scroll up. Yeah. Parts is just an array of what body part. We're just going to do chest because it's just one thing. All right, let's give it a run. If this is working, it should increase. Oh, wait, we need the interval. Why didn't you tell me? Tick. No. Is it tick interval or interval? Tick rate. Every 20 ticks or every 1 second. Let's see. Is this going to work in the first try? I'm going to say it is because I'm feeling good. Single player, test world. Let's load this in. All right, so we should be good if we do debug and watch over this. Nothing is happening. Cool. Are we getting an error? Error while encoding example for documentation. Heal body part ability cannot be cast to class damage body part ability. Whoops. Let's do a search for damage body part. We didn't update this. Is it in the ability register? Damage body part ability. Change body part. Oh! Did I give it the wrong name? Oh, I gave it a Palladium dummy. YHA. Change body value. I keep forgetting what I name it. Ability register. Yeah, change body value. What was this error? Body data heal body part cannot be cast to damage body part. Heal body part. Did I just mess up? Or mess up a copy paste? Oh, here we go. Heal body part. There we go. All right, now let's try that. So that wasn't working because I didn't actually say what ability it was. I just left it as dummy. Because I'm the dummy here. Should I put on some music or should I just leave it as silent? Anyone care? Boop, 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 boop. Single player. I thought about maybe some like lo-fi, but then I didn't want to get copyrighted. But it won't matter because there's no ads on this one. I actually turned them off this time. Oh, checking debug. Hover over this. Smoke capacity 10. Smoke capacity 11. $12. $13. Is it just taking forever to update? $13. $14. $18. $19. I don't know why this isn't updating. Actually, I do, because I'm not constantly sending updates to this thing. But I think it's working. 22, 24, 25, 25, 25, 26. I feel like it's not perfect. But it could be that the debug is just running behind schedule. So let me go into this and let me just throw in a player.send system message component .literal. Yoo-hoo, over here. Oh, I should have pushed this on debug mode. This way it'll tell me if it's actually running every 20 seconds or whatever the tick rate is. Because I think it's doing, or not 20 seconds, every 1 second. One, two, three. Is it running? Oh, because this is pausing the game. I didn't realize that this screen paused the game. I think I can actually fix that in the screen, the debug screen. Should be in, it's either in GIs or it's in the Control F pause. Nope. Is it in the client section then? Body. Client screen opener. I don't remember Control Shift F. Pause on lost focus. That's for is pause screen. We need to override this function in the debug. Debug. Genetics experiment screen. We need to go into this one. After the render, we can just put it here. Is pause screen false? We do have to actually reload this, I think, because it's going to be mad. It's going to say, you can't do this. Yep, hot swap failed. Restart. Doing this, we should actually see it update because it should be running now instead of pausing the game. Pausing the game and confusing me at the same time. All right, it's running Yoo-hoo. If we hover over this, there we go. Smoke capacity is working. Let's do set float chest smoke capacity. We'll set it to 98. And check this. It should lock at 100. Oh, no, it should lock at 400 because I set it to the quirk factor times 400. We'll set it to 398. We should see it stop. Well, it's still running Yoo-hoo because I didn't put that there, but it should stop at 400. But if I do /YHA body set stamina set, it appears I do not have a command to set the quirk factor yet. How am I supposed to test it if it only stays at 1? Yoo-hoo. This dot quirk factor calls quirk factor util dot get quirk factor. Notice how I have the set base quirk factor and the oh no, because it's an attribute. I forgot. This is also something I changed or I added since from the last stream. I implemented quirk factor, but this time I implemented it as an attribute. So before it was a scoreboard, and updating that was really like hard to do because the scoreboard was being synced by all sorts of things. It made things like the injectors really hard to use. It made it basically was not good as a scoreboard. But now it's an attribute, which means I can add in modifiers. So I want to add, and we give it a name. We'll just do temp and give it a value of 1. So that, and then add value. So I can add the value. I can multiply the quirk factor. I can multiply the total quirk factor or just the base quirk factor. It's so much nicer now. So we're going to add. Now this should be going up by 2. And if we take a look at the debug, the max is now 800. And it's going up by this. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. Bam, 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 bam. One question, should I make the quirk factor? Or should I make the... We don't need the yoo-hoo anymore. Relax. Goodbye, yoo-hoo. So this checks if the new value is not equal to the current value after it's done this. Oh, no, it is going to cap it out. Never mind. Because when we remove this modifier, if I do remove temp, and we go back down to normal, oops, it should go back down. Okay, it does. Perfect. That's actually working way better than I thought it was going to. Sweet. All right, we can delete this from here. An ability meant to run continuously in order to update a value inside the body system. I think we're good because we can do positive, we can do negative. I think this ability is done. So let's hit stop here. Let's go to commit. We're going to commit this, 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 and this, and this as well. We're gonna check the diff of this. That's a screen. This we just changed the name, and this we changed the power. So basically, added body part value tick ability. Commit and push. Commit and push anyway. Commit, push. All right. So we have that one done. Let me cross it off my list. Yep, update body data. One of the things I wanted to do was add in, similar to Palladium's energy bars, I wanted to add in my own energy bars for the body data. The idea being that you would go inside of your power file, you would register the ability, or register it as an ability, essentially, or maybe up top here. But basically you would say, like, register ability, or register body value, and then you just put in the body value. So like smoke capacity is basically what we did, that one. And this would then tell my library, we're going to have a new bar, a new energy bar on the screen above the stamina bar. I guess, so yeah, it would be above this bit here, like a smaller energy bar here. And then it would go small here, small here, small here, etc. For a better representation, here's just the art that Block5 made. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, but it shows you the idea of what I mean. So we have a main stamina bar down here, and then all of these are specifically related to the quirks. Whereas Palladium would have it up here, and it would have the energy bars to the right of this. I would want mine appearing just above the stamina bar and make them a little smaller and, or, you know, not as big. Because I feel like energy bars are a little confusing, or are pretty confusing for people to use. So this is kind of a separate implementation of that, to maybe attempt it to look, or to have people understand it better. But Okay. Let's see. So we can do the conditions. Does anyone care what we do next? We can do the conditions to check for the body data. We could do a query, or we could do what other ability, body related abilities would we need? Ooh, we do need a way to set the tick or the string. Because I do have string here. The string is specifically meant to store like a state. So like I wanted to maybe say like charged. Store that in there. The idea behind this is kind of not replacing, but for like tags. So here's an example, like Fajin, right? Each body part could be charged up to a max value. One way to tell if it's charged up all the way to the max would be to maybe, assign a tag add, and say like Fajin right arm charged. And then you just check to see if they have this tag. The way that I'm maybe proposing is we use the body system stored as a string. So it would be YHA body set string. Obviously, you wouldn't do this whole set string thing. You would do just use a single ability, but then we would do like test, and then we say just charged. RFC. It's kind of like essentially storing. I don't really want to do that. I'm kind of feeling like it's not as important. So let's do some conditions then for it to check about the body part. Let me open up my old QuirkLib in a new window. If we take a look at conditions right here, we have body check condition, body float condition, and then the custom. We also have random chance, so I want to implement that one. Powers enabled. The new Palladium actually has a power dampening system inside of it. So we need to take a look at that. Also, the upgrade point buy conditions. We need to do a bunch of these, but we'll do these two body checks, I think. This first body check condition, you ask for the body part, and then you ask to see if it's at a certain stage for damage. So, like, if you wanted to check if the body part was damaged, sprained, etc. So we're going to add this condition. Problem is we haven't actually added conditions just yet. They go in a folder called conditions, which we don't have. So let's right-click, new folder. That's a file. Right-click, new package, conditions. And then we need a new Java class called condition register. And similar to the ability register, we need to declare a deferred register for the conditions. And in this case, it's going to be condition serializer from 3 tag, not the ability serializer. Conditions. And, oh, why are you mad? Oh, because it's not initialized yet. Just wait. We'd have the static block, and then we do the register here, where we just are creating a deferred register based on the Palladium's condition serializer. So static block just means you don't have to initialize or instantiate this class. You're just simply running it as if it were just another standalone bit of code. And now we're going to do conditions equals deferred register dot create Palladium registry keys dot condition serializer. And we register it under my mod ID. That's what puts the YHA in front of it. And then I believe we have to go... Do we have to do anything with this? I don't remember if we have to put it in the main class or not. Yes, we do. We have to do condition register dot conditions dot register. I think. Oh, import mod event bus. There we go. So that's actually pretty easy. It was a little more confusing with the original one. Look in art. Okay. So this is what was posted. The running mill, the treadmill. I'm thinking I want more of like a holding bar maybe. I'm kind of thinking like the Flash is running. The Flash treadmill. Hold on. Oh, well, maybe his doesn't have one. But maybe some, like, you know, with like a little bit of extra stuff so it's not just by itself. Maybe, yeah, maybe I can put something on the display too. Yeah, I'm thinking something like, or something along the side like this would be good. Now I buried my chat. Where did it go? There it is. All right. Conditions. New Java class. This is going to be the condition for the body health. Body health condition. And I'm trying to think if this one extends condition. Whoa, no. No. You need to extend Palladium condition. This one. I'm trying to think if this should just check the state or if it should check the health of it. Because this old version, if I remember, just did the stage of damage. Yeah, it did. It did not check the actual health. Did this one check for the health? No, but this one checked specifically. It had cases for this. Look at how much more confusing the serializers for conditions are. I mean, for the old things. I guess it's just conditions. Bodied health. Body check. Yeah, so let's think here. Do we want it to just do the state that it's in, or should I do the or should I do the health as a number? Or probably both, right? We could just see if it's implemented or not. Well, no. I could call this the body health stage condition. But or it could be both. I just have a flag that does both. A condition designed to check whether or check either the state, a damage state of a body part, or the specific value, what in the heck? The specific value the health of the part is at. Makes sense. Let me hit double right shift. Let me find a condition that is going to be similar so we can see the differences. We want the condition serializer. Flashbang. Ooh, look at all these. There's a lot more conditions. On ground, number comparison. Number comparison might be a good one to look at because you can pass in operators. And it might do what we need. That would be kind of cool. Dynamic value. Yeah, let's take a look at number comparison. Double right shift. Number comparison. Include non-project items. This guy right here. So we have the codec. Yeah, the serializers are so much nicer. So much nicer. I was going to pull that down to look at it, but I'll keep it up so you can see it. Or put this over to the side here. All right, so we extends condition. We need, what do we need? Implement methods. Oh, we need the test, the get serializer. So we don't even have a constructor. These are just for the, this is for the condition. So what it's actually checking to tell you if it's true or false. And the serializer is obviously the serializer for the documentation, how it's going to be understood. So we're going to do condition serializers dot body underscore health dot get. We need to import. No, this is actually condition register, I think. Yeah, condition register, because we got to put it here. Public static final deferred registry? No, registry. I already forgot what it was. Close, close. Close. Where's the ability register? It's right here. Deferred holder is what it's called. My bad. Player slots, body data, condition registered. Yeah, look in a second. Condition serializer. I think. Oh, serializer. And this is going to be body health condition dot serializer. Body underscore health. It's going to complain that it's not body underscore health equals deferred register dot create Palladium registry key. No. It's not right because it's dot register. It's conditions dot register, the name, and the serializer. Conditions dot register. Body check. Body check. What? Oh, body health. Condition dot serializer. So this should be body underscore health. And delete that. Delete these. And you're both just mad because this doesn't exist yet, which it will in 2 seconds. We just grab this, copy it. We now have a serializer, implements. This needs to be body health condition. Needs to do that, needs to do that, needs to do that. Perfect. Now the builder is not done yet. And this is change extends to implements. And these are record classes too. Let's make this a record class. Gotta have it be the same. You know, are the Palladium abilities aim ability, are these also records? No, these are classes. So it's just conditions are now that implements condition. All right, test, get serializer. And then this is all the same stuff. This is body health check dot set description. This checks the doesn't have a codec. Checks the value on the current state or value of the health of a body part. And then we're going to have a bunch of dot adds based on whatever we stick in the codec. And right now that's mad because we don't have anything there. Let me minimize that. We do need to add in that codec at the top here. The codec is just the it's kind of like the definition of what it's going to have inside of it. So let's see here. Actually, we're going to do this. We're going to put this here. So we have value.codec. And then we have a number comparator, which we need. Then we have a number. Oh, and we have another value because it's comparing two values. Makes sense. And then dot apply. I think. Yeah. All right. So we have these. Now we need to. Oh, well, I'll change this because it's not supposed to be a number comparison. Value operator target. So if we look at this, number comparison took in a value, which is what we want to do. We need the operator as well. Oh no, we need the target. This value corresponds to what we're looking up. So in our case, we want to look up the, close all these so I can actually see it. Where is it at? It's gone. Heal body part. I'll just look at that one. Heal amount. So for the parts, we're actually just going to do a string. A string codec. So we're going to go here. Nope. Here. Nope. Here. So for the first value, this is not going to be here. We want to instead do codec dot string and then dot field of, we're going to do part, and this is going to be part. So this is the body part. Then we need the we could do a Boolean to say state. Hold on, let's look at this. I think this is too short. Maybe. I don't know. because I don't know. I mean, I'd have to see it in game. It might be too short. Maybe do another variation where it comes up a little more, like 2 bars that come up on the side and then meet in the middle. Or maybe have this go up a little bit taller. So it's about, because like if you look at this Flash one, it goes up pretty decently to him. It's like up to his hips. So about that far. Okay, so yeah, we're trying to figure out if or how we want to decide whether we're checking a state or whether we're checking the actual health value. We could do just a Boolean that says... No, I should probably just do another string. Because honestly, it's probably the easiest. So this is going to be... we'll just call it check, maybe. The check is either going to be state or it's going to be value, state or value. If it's state, then we ignore this operator. We make this an optional field of operator and set its default value to just equals. Can't set it to equal. Why? This dot value. Oh, because we have to pass it in here. Oh. Number comparator. There. Forgot we got to pass it into this. The record is basically like defining it here. So this is needed. This is needed. So string part, string check. This is going to be check. Then we have number operator or number comparator. Number comparator is going to be operator. So we have the optional field of the operator, or we have the optional field of the, not the number comparator, the actual value. So it's going to be value, no, state, string, the body part. No, it's damage state, which I think is just the same thing. Oops. We just converted, I think. Codec.string, codec.string.optional field of state, and we'll say the default is healthy for getter, and this is going to be damage state, change this to state. Why are you mad? Oh my gosh, it's mad because of this. Hey, Yuke, how are you? We're working on, we're adding, I think this is going to be the last condition for the body system. So you're able to basically like check inside of the power file if like your health is below a certain value, or your health is, if your arm is damaged or something like that. Let's see. I do not like this one. No to this. Feels a little chunky at the bottom. It does seem a little big. I mean, out of all of them, I think this one. Or make the bar, yeah, because that's kind of about the same height. Yeah, but I think it is, because it feels like it goes up too far. Because it should be like a slab. Slab. Boom. What does that go up to? Or is that like a slab? I mean, oh, come back, Discord. That's like about, it is slab height. Yeah, it just kind of feels a little, well, I guess I don't know. Maybe it just looks weird because it's in the picture. Mr. Moose says it would wonder how it would look if the treads themselves were thinner. Height-wise. I don't actually know what you mean by that. You don't know why it wasn't implemented before? You mean in the old version, or... Because this was in the old version. In the Quirk Club. Why can't I do this? Is it because... abilities, body data, body part. Because here I don't do a part, I do a list of strings. So maybe I just do a string instead, because I didn't want to have to make my own codec. I could make my own codec for the body parts, but I don't want to. Did I already do that for something? Like an interface instead of commands? Oh, well, the interface is for debugging, mostly. But I'm thinking of maybe adding, like, a scanner or something. Thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, so I don't have a codec for this, so I'm just going to use a string, because it is a string. It is a string. Whatever. It's the lazy way to do it, but I'm feeling lazy. String state. All right, so yeah, then we have the state. Equals operator. Like, this actually should not be an optional field. Oh no, we say it just defaults to equals. Okay, is that everything that we need? So we're checking if the body part, or what body part it is, the type of check, which we should probably call check type. And this says it's going to either check a state, in which case we have this, where we say it's healthy, it's not healthy, that. And then target is value. Target. Target might not be the best name for this, but whatever. Whatever. Okay. So that should be all of the fields that we need. So now we need to come down here inside of the test. And so if we look at the number comparator, what he did was he created objects where he got all of the values based on the data context here. So that's just pulling it in. And it's checking if the value here that we're comparing is a number and the target is also a number, then it's returning operator.compare between the two numbers. We are going to essentially do this for if the check is one value, but we're going to do this if, but we're going to do something a little different if check is a different value. So first things first, let's do object check equals this dot check type We should probably just call this type, huh? It's probably a better name. Go back. All right. So if the type dot get under this context. Oh no, we don't need to do that because that's for the value. This dot type. Can we do we know that this is we know that this is a string. I think. Actually, we don't even need to do that. Pretty sure we just do a switch on this dot type. And then in the case that and I actually don't even like switches that much. I'm going to use if this dot type dot equals, and if it equals state, else if it equals or should we just default it to state? Yeah, I feel like we should just default it to state. And then do the else here. Say defaults to state in the event they type it wrong. All right, so in the value section, we do object target equals this dot target dot get data context. Then the other value that we're comparing is based on the body part. And to get the body part, if we look over here, we simply have to do or convert it to a body part. So body part equals body part dot from ID, and we pass in this dot part. If this exists, so not equal to null, then that means it is a valid body part. If it is a valid body part, then we need to get, we'll do object, and I'm thinking, does the number comparator, this dot compare except two objects? It does two numbers. So we're going to do, I think we can just convert it to a number. Number num1 equals, then we do body, oh, we got to get the body. So we'll grab the body. Stamina data body equals body helper is, I thought it was attachments dot get. Body attachments dot get. I was right. Attachments dot get for, now we need the player, which all we have is the context. So I'm going to assume context dot get player might be null. So let's check this here. Let's actually check it up here. If, whoa. Data that get player, no, wait. Wait, because is this going to get, does this get the server player? Gets a regular player. Ooh, this might not be, this might not work. Because I don't know if the players is going to be sent. Because we can get this. Okay. Player. Because we can't do if player instance of server player. We can't do that because server player is a... Oh, it extends player. So maybe we can. Never mind. Never mind. Get player. And then we check if this is an instance of server player. If it is, then we're good to go. I'm just going to do P. If P is an instance of player, server player. All right, now I can get the player's information. Provided iBody data. Oops, I spelled this wrong. iBody data. Import class. So number one is going to be body.get custom float player. Then we need the key. Oh, no, this is health, not get custom float. Get health from the player and the body part, which is going to be part. This returns a float, which is a number, so that's good. And then number two, num2, is going to equal the target. Or I guess we just have to see, actually, if target is an instance of a number and 2, then we can compare them. Return this dot operator dot compare n1 to n2. Num1 to n2. We'll call this num2. All right, let's go over the logic real quick to make sure. So when we're running the check, we grab the player from the context. We check if the player is a server player, because I always check for the server player when it comes to getting the actual data attached to them. So we first see if the check type that we're going to do is value. Or if this dot type equals value, then we see if, or we grab the number, the target number that we're going to compare to. We grab the body part that we're talking about. Okay, see you, Mr. Moo. Thanks for stopping in. And I'll look at it again in a second, block 5. We check if that body part is valid. If it is, we grab the player's information. Then we simply get the health of that body part stored in num1. We check to see if target, which is something that they passed in, if it's a valid number. Then we just compare number 1 to 2 with the operator that they defined. And the operator can be greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not. I think that's right. So now the other condition is if they say the type is state. If it is state, then that means we are checking to see if the state matches the damage state. So let's see. First thing we need to do is damage state, we can call it damage state, equals this dot, or equals damage state dot from ID, this dot state. And this is not going to work because from ID, I had to actually define inside of body part. So let's go into the damaged state here. Healthy, sprained, broken, and destroyed. We have one from health, but we need from ID. We pass in that. We localize it for each damaged state. State in values. We do state.id.equals normalized. Oh, wait. We define the ID here. Rats. We actually have to define it. Or we could just... Yeah, forget this. Let's just compare it. We'll just do a switch. ID. Not that. We'll just do case. Healthy. Return. Healthy. Case. Sprained. Return. Sprained. Case. Broken. Return. Broken. Case. Destroyed. Oh. Broken. Destroyed. Return. Destroyed. I don't really like... Wait, this needs to be this, because it's an inline thing, right? Yeah, it's supposed to be like this. Do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Yes, the dancing lizard is back, Proto, just for you. Switch ID default. Returns null. Like that. And why are you mad? Boom. Now, logically, this is going to get called only when... Mostly, it's going to get called when something's destroyed, and then probably broken is going to be the next step, and probably strained. So to maybe help cut down on the number of times this is called, we reverse this list order. So like, for example, if you have something, if you want to check if the arm is destroyed or not, if you want to disable the power, now it's only going to check once if the state is good, which is what we want. So yeah, damage state equals the damage state. And let's just call it state. No, we got to call it damage state. Maybe call it cur state. But now we got to compare this. We could do the operator and check to see if the operator is set to true or false. This dot operator, or can we do if this dot operator equals number comparator dot equals, then we check to see, or we return cur state dot equals, and then this dot state. And what? This is always false. Oh, wait, that's because we did this. Oh, no, no, no. I want to do check state here. And then we have to grab the body part. Or no, grab this thing. My bad. If check state is not equal to null, then we grab the body data from the player, and then we do this. And we check if the operator is equals, then we want to see if the check state equals not this dot state, but we want to check body dot get damage state, player, and then part, which we also need this body part. So we should put this up here because we're going to need that. And maybe to double check, we'll just do if part is not equal or is equal to null, then we return false. And then we can grab this guy here and put him here, which allows me to get rid of this if statement. Shift tab back. And it allows me to not have to do this because we already grabbed it at the top. So then we check the player, then the body part. And then that's good. Else if this dot operator equals number comparator dot not, then we return check state dot equals the exact same thing. Body dot get damage state. But this time we throw a not in front of it. Okay. I think that is good. Let's check it real quick. Oh, wait, you wanted me to... Let me look at Discord. You said... what? You increased it? And then... Let's see, Mr. Moo was talking about how it feels a little chunky at the bottom. I think he meant, like, this part felt a little bigger. That made it smaller. Oh, so yeah, you decrease that. Gotta watch out for the squished pixels. What are our thoughts on this? Are there any thoughts on this treadmill? I think it... Is that... No, that sticks out. I mean, I think it looks fine. I would have to see it inside of... I'd have to see it inside a game 100%, but... I mean, I think it looks fine. This part would have to get animated, though. The spinny belt. Is it designed where the belt can spin, or is it a one block here? Block 5K. As I wait for the response, I'm going to read through this one more time. We get the player. We check to see if the player is on the server. Then we grab the body part that they should have put in as a property. And if the body part is bad, we return false. The check fails. Otherwise, we grab the body data for the player. We then check to see if the type is equal to value. Oh, textures can be animated? Oh, okay. I just didn't know that. I thought it would actually move, but I guess it makes sense if the texture would just move. If the type equals value, it goes here. If the type equals state, it goes down here. If it's value, we grab the value that we're trying to compare it to. And then we grab the original health, stick it in number 1. We check to see if this is number 2. And it might actually be better to see... it might actually be better to do this, because if they put this in wrong, it'll lag. It was probably better to do this, even though this is kind of a teeny tiny one. Number one, I'm not going to help your gambling habits. I can't do it. Even if I said red. Number one, get health, and then it compares them. Otherwise, the state is check state, damage from that state. If this dot operator equals, that's funny. You return if they equal, and otherwise we return if they don't equal. I think that's fine. So let's do this. If you win, you give the profits to me. Nah, don't do that. Sets the description, checks the current state or value of the health of a body part. So the value is going to equal the main value for the comparison. No, wait. No, this is not value anymore. This is going to be part. And I think I made a type underscore part, because I think I had to. Mod settings, setting types dot type body part. I did. So this one basically says which body parts are available. The part to check the health of. Then we have type. This is a type underscore string. The comparison of what should the type of comparison to do. Let's say state. Oh, we got to do the backslashes. Backslash state. What does state do? Checks the state of the part, and then value. I think we said it was value. Yeah, value. Compares the health to a specified value. I'll say to the specified value. And we got to make a new type here. Setting type, type underscore. We'll do body health check equals setting type dot simple. No. It's going to be an enum list. Dot list. I think it's going to be a list. List dot of. Can I do that? Is it going to get mad? Needs a setting type. Let's just see what he does for his setting types. Oh. It's not even there. How do I get to that? I think I can just click on his type string. Let's see. String array. That's not what I want. Setting type simple, simple, simple. That's a combine, so it can do multiple, but I don't want that. I want list or primitive, ingredient or item, string comparator dot values. Wait, there's a string comparator? Are you kidding? Wait. Oh my gosh, there's a string comparator. We can make it equals. But there's no not, so. Wait, no, we don't want that. I want to say what the other values are, but I can't do that without defining what they are. Because I think I have to do... Where'd you go? Here you are. I think I have to do... let's see. Because Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Customization holder, power holder, entity holder. I just want a list of values. Map variables. Oh, here we go. .enum list. Setting type .enum list, and we do arrays.as list. I think that's kind of what I want. Enum list, like this. Do arrays.as list, and then we put in state or value. If that doesn't work, I don't know what will. Mod settings types dot body health check. State or value. All right, perfect. Then only 3 more to go, or 2, because operator. We'll keep target. That the health is being compared to events. And we'll say only applies if type is set to / is set to value. All right, so there we go. We got the value of this one. We need a string for the state, which we do Control D to duplicate. And the state to compare against the state to compare against the current health state of the state to compare the current health state of the what? Of the what? Of the body part. State. And this is not going to be this. It's going to be type of damage state. Damage state. Setting type. Damage state. And I did this, I created this example values, or actually I stole this example values function from the original Palladium. You basically just create a list and then add all of these values to them, which I don't technically need to do because I could just, I don't have a get ID, so I can just make them whatever I want, but I'll just do it. So healthy, sprained, healthy, sprained, broken, destroyed. And then the rest of these get deleted. And then we come over here, and then we have that. So this just basically pulls all of those and then puts them into a list and makes those options inside of the documentation. So if we look at the body part just for example, abilities. Which one did I do? Body part. So it's not that body part because I have my own body part. That's why I was getting confused. Here we go. Damage body part. You see this part where it lists all of these as values or potential options. That's because we did this. We did this list from the enum. So here in the body part, we have the list. Here's head, chest, left arm, right hand. We're all getting their IDs, and that's what's showing up here. Right there. So we're doing the same thing with the damage state, but this time we're just hard coding these in because we didn't give them IDs, which is probably not a good idea. We should have just applied IDs, but it's not even too late. I could change it. I just don't really want to. So we have the part, we have the type, we have the target or the state. The last thing we need is the number comparator. And this one is called operator. This one is going to be, I think it's just number, type number comparator, like that. How to compare the current health to the target health. And then if state is state, or if type is, then this. If the type is state, then this accepts equals or not. Defaults to equals though. All right. We have this. So now the last step, we need to copy this. We need to have this. We're deleting that example. We don't need it. The body part is a body part, which I believe we can just do body part dot chest. The next one is the body health check. So that's a string. We're just going to do state. I guess we have to do multiple. Type state. And then the state will just check. Let's check destroyed. Oh no, it's a damage state. So damage state dot destroyed. Then operator is, we'll say equals. And then the new static value for the target. What? Provided body part wants a string. Okay. Dot get ID. Leave me alone. Type is state. State is damage state. Dot. Whatever. Just do this. Destroyed type operator. Wait, do I have this wrong? It's part type, then operator. Part type. Oh. Oops. Okay, so I guess the operator goes here. And then it's state. And then it's Part type state operator target. Part type state or part some type operator state target. Semicolon. I'll just leave that as 0 because we don't need it. Because we're checking if the state is destroyed. But then for this one, oh, rid of that. The second example we'll do chest, we'll do value. Then compares, we'll do like less than, less or equal. State, it doesn't matter. I'll just say null. And static value will say it's less than or equal to 50.0. Okay. 18 years later, we're done with this condition. That took forever. Do we think it works? Only one way to find out. What we're going to do is go into the ability. Actually, first let's run it. See if it shows up. I do also know we need to add in to the English file the ones we did. So we did YHA dot what was it? Change body value. So why that is going to be change body value. And I'm going to assume it's going to be condition.yha dot body health condition, which is just body health. Back to the EN, body health, check. Check body health. All right, so if we log into this world, we will let this stuff update. Let me go to the bottom. All right, body health check. Checks the current state or value of the health of a body part. For the part, we have all of the body parts. The part to check the health of. There's a comma there, or a slash. Whoops. My bad. All right. Then state is either healthy, sprained, broken, or destroyed. The type is either state or value. The operator is these, and the target is a value. Okay, and then we have the examples. Type, chest, destroyed, target 0. And then this one, do. Yeah, why doesn't equals show up for that, though? For this first example. I guess because equals is the default, maybe. It doesn't show up. That's probably why. All right. So we'll come up here. Not up here. Down here to the test ability. And we'll just add some new ones. We'll do let's do leg destroyed. Do left leg destroyed. We gotta test both of them out. So we're gonna do type Palladium command. Then we have to, this is a condition, so we just need the command stuff. So let me look at the example here. Command. Here we go. First, last tick. Commands for this is going to be nothing. The first tick command, we're going to say left leg destroyed. And the last tick is going to do nothing. For the properties, we want it hidden, and we don't need an icon or a title. And that's all. Now, oh wait, yeah, and then in state, oops, because now in this version it's not conditions, we do state like this. I think state and then enabling. So this is where we're going to put in my custom one. So it's going to be YHA body check. We're going to double check that that's actually what I called it. Yeah. Oh no, body health. Ooh, almost lied. Body health. We don't need these two. So the first one is going to be this. So part is going to be left leg. The state is going to be destroyed. And the target we don't need to actually put in. We don't need to put in the target. But what we should put in is the operator. Operator is just equals. Come on, this button. There we go. And then we'll do another quick one for, we'll do right arm, kinda hurt. Owie is what we'll say. Oh wait, that doesn't say. Hidden true. And okay, and this one's body health. This one is right, which is our main arm. So let's try main arm. State we don't need. We ignore that. Instead we do operator and then target. So the target will say if it goes less than 99. If the health is less than 99, it should trigger. Let's see. Hi, Kemper. I don't know if I already said that, actually. Can you look? Yeah, let me take a look. Block 5. That's really fast. How did you do that so fast? Yeah, I mean, I think that actually kind of looks good. And maybe the color might need a change, but it depends on the rest of the equipment. You're good. I guess so. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to send me, I'm not going to probably be able to do it during this stream or tonight because I haven't tried putting in animated stuff. But if you wanted to send me like the Blockbench files or the JSON files or whatever, I can see how it looks in game. I'm not a good. Why would you put me on the? I'm not even on the texture tier list. Oh. Failed to parse custom power. Unknown registry key. Body health. Second, failed to parse. Also body health. Failed to parse. No key target. Is it not called body health? It is, in fact, called body health. I wonder what it's mad about. I have no idea. You just have to watch, you just have to watch the Palladium Discord to figure out when it's coming out. Actually, he doesn't even say. I think it's just going to be whenever he feels like it. I shouldn't have closed that. Failed to parse either. First, unknown registry key. Ability enabling handler. YHA body health. Is that not what the key is? YHA body health. I could be wrong, but it's right there. It's literally right there. Do I need to do something here? Or when I register it, maybe? Control-Shift F. Maybe this. Nope. Control. Condition serializers. True, false. Condition serializer. Where can you find the Discord of Palladium? On GitHub. Not GitHub. On CurseForge. Hold on. Let me get the link. Copy link. Here you go. Whoa. Scam. There you go. So one of the things I was thinking was the problem was that it just wasn't registered. Because some, in the old version condition, yeah, it's not happy. The old version conditions were, oh wait. Did I do this wrong? Did I miss, no wait, that's right. What is wrong? It says one problem was found. Oh, that's in downloading. This is what we want to see. Failed to parse Palladium Power Custom JSON from pack. Caused by failed to parse either unknown registry key, Palladium ability, YHA body health. Not a JSON array. Second, failed to parse either no key target in map like. Did I just do this wrong? Not a JSON array. Wait, which one needs an array? All right, Block 5, I will. I'll take a look probably tomorrow, depending on how long I stream. Because like I said, I have never in NeoForge put in animated any. That's not true. I have done. No, I haven't done any animated stuff, but I have done custom models. So I just don't know how it's going to work, and it would just take forever. All right, this is mad about something. None of these. YHA body health. Let me just copy this. These are both the same. It's saying, I mean, it could be possible. Oh! Wait. No, I feel like that's right. Let's try this. Let's stick it inside of here and see if it makes a difference. Boop. All right, good night. Thanks for stopping in, and I guess thanks for the treadmill if it ends up working out. We'll see. Then this has got to go in here. Thank you. I will, hopefully, as long as we get this condition to work. Let's try this and see if it works. Boy Without a Uke is still standing. Good. I was worried you were not after that loss you just had. All right, still doesn't work. Let's take a closer look. There's an element. Failed to parse either. First, no key target. Oh, no key target for this one. Wait, why does it need a key? It doesn't need a key. Field of part type target. Implements condition. Okay, so no, that's fine. Type no key target in the second, not a Boolean. Second, not a string. Okay, it's just really mad. First, no key target in map like key target. It's type. Right? I'm kind of concerned. All right, what if I just leave defaults for everything? What if I just do this and this? Are you going to run? And let me look at the condition register one last time. Body health, conditions.register, body health condition.serializer, and then Palladium registries my ID. So it should be good. Serializer extends body health condition. And it extends it there and there and there. Like this part is working, but it's not working elsewhere. Field of, part and type. I had both of those. Oh, target. Did I have target in the other one? Because target is, oh. No key target. Okay. So it is mad about not having target. It needs to have part and type and target. Target needs to be an optional field. All right, let's try this. It always takes a while to get it working the first try. No key part. Oh, no key part. Okay, So now it's mad about the fact that the key is wrong. So did I just... Yeah, part state operator. Part operator target. Let's try this now. Was that the whole issue? Was because I didn't have target? Because I made it a required? Which is not required. It's only these two that are required. And operator is actually required. And you don't need operator. Oh, that was the problem. Okay. So if we take a look at this, when our left leg gets destroyed, it should say left leg destroyed. Let's do YHA body debug. Left leg is at 50 damage. So if we do body set health left leg value 0. Left leg destroyed. That's working. Do you still play Roblox? Sometimes I do. And I've played like Jujutsu. Oh, JJK Shenanigans. Okay, so that one's working. What is the other one? The other one is if we'll say owie if our main arm goes below 99. Which it is. Did it already say that? It didn't. Is this greater than? 100 is less than 99. Wait. I don't think this one's working. Main arm. Let me heal the main arm. Can I just do that? Heal at 100. Okay, the main arm is 100. If it set health main arm 99, 98. Okay, so this one is not working. Oh, wait. Because I didn't define state. State should really be non-optional. You have to have state. Oh wait, you have to have type. Wait. Oh, we can't do type because type is... Oh. Okay. I see what the problem was. I'm trying to use type here, but type is the same thing that you use for when declaring the ability. So we can't use type here. That's why it was getting all confused. Because it was comparing the type of the ability type. It was comparing that, which you can't do. We got to call it like check type down here. Check type here. Let's just search for type. How do you use curios to wear a necklace? Like, are you talking in Palladium? Check type. Check type. You have to... Hold on. Let me, before I lose my train of thought. Check type equals state. Check type equals value. Let's try that. All right, so I think there's on the 3 tag documentation, I think there's an example of doing curios. Because you have to do it, yeah. Oh. Well, here's the documentation for it, obviously. The answer is I don't know. I would recommend asking on that Palladium Discord. Because I don't know off the top of my head, and I don't want to spend no key part. Well, why is part? Or did I accidentally delete it? I did accidentally delete it. Check type part. Dun, 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 dun. You know what? I should actually, hold on. Well, no, so yeah, go to that Discord that I sent. In the chat. Were you the one I sent it to? Yeah, and just ask them there. There's more examples there that you can reference. And someone there who has actually done it before, because I haven't actually done it before either. So I don't want to just skew you in the wrong direction. Hold on, I'm actually gonna send a picture of this to Lucas, because I feel like this error message, if it highlighted this section here, I feel like that would have been, that is totally bad. How do I draw a box? Snipping area? Can I just draw? Oh, here we go. Shape. Box. Copy. And let me send this to him. Where'd my chat go? You put the necklace thingy. No, he was asking how to do it in Palladium, like how to register a new curios item. I had a suggestion for the 1.21.11. Had a small suggestion. For the error when occurs when someone is missing a required key in the power.json file. That's my refrigerator trying to explode. Think adding quotes or changing the color of the name of the value. The key. Oh, you know what? I didn't even. This has to move. This. Oh. Oh no! Is it stuck there forever now? It is. Boop. There we go. Copy. Sorry, I'm writing an error message, a debug request. The error that occurs when someone is missing a required key in the power.json file, I think adding this or changing the color of the name of the key make it stand out more would be helpful. Marked in the red box. It kinda took me quite a bit to realize what the error actually was, because I wasn't could be helpful for developers, in my opinion. Okay. Boop. All right. Slacking off is what I'm doing. All right, we need to go back in here. We need to add the part. Part. Right. No, we want main underscore arm. Run. Please tell me we have part in this one. We do. Is Toothless still dancing? He is. He's getting tired of all this dancing. So tired, he's getting angry. Angry debugging. All right, this is going to load. Yep, boom. And watch this. Left leg destroyed. Guess what's going to happen to our arm? Nothing? Nothing? What if I set the right arm instead of the main arm? Is it just not right arm to 99? To 98? What? Okay, it was supposed to work. It was supposed to work, I promise. Why didn't it work? Left leg destroyed is working. Right? Because it said out, or it said left leg destroyed, didn't it? Okay. So that one's working. But this one isn't, and I think it's because... Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Let's compare. So we have the body health is the thing. That's correct. We have the check type here. Equals either, we come down here, check type equals value. Do this logic. Otherwise, do this logic. Unless this logic isn't working. It's not returning any, it's returning false. Value. Part is main arm, which it grabs the main arm. Unless it's not grabbing main arm. But I already tried right arm. Did we try right arm? I think we did, didn't we? I think so. Did I spell operator wrong? Operator. Nope. And target is not spelled wrong either. Wait. Is it because this isn't a number? Are you kidding me? Please tell me it's not because that wasn't a number. It's always the dumb stuff. I need to get something that checks the syntax. Oh my gosh, it was the fact that it wasn't a number. So stupid. Set health main arm 100. And then set it back to that. Owie. Okay. So that's working. It took forever. Where do you write to ask in the Discord? If you go into the 3 tag, go into the just either go into the Palladium, people ask questions there, or you can go and write a support in here. A support post. But I would just recommend just putting it in hashtag Palladium. Like, here's this person. Can you give me suggestions on how to fix this? I'm trying to have it so that after a certain amount of ticks, it reverts the form, but it doesn't work. Let's take a look. The usability ticks. I don't know how to usability ticks. Scoreboard set this to 0. Well, it looks like they're not. I've never used ability ticks, actually, so I don't know. We're going to pretend I didn't just look at that. Beep, beep, back it up. All right, this condition works. Boom, 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 boom. Show diff. We always have to check the diff at the end to make sure. What did we change? This was just a new... Oh, we got rid of a line. This one, let's see. Added new setting type for damage state. Not even saying goodbye. Huh? Did my stream die? No. What do you mean, Yuke? Oh, I didn't even see your message. My bad. I thought it was the same one that you sent before. Good night. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, that's why, because I saw his and yours just glossed through. Added new setting type for damage state. Added new Uke quirk when? Who knows? Well, when this library is done, you can just make the Uke quirk. Add a new setting type for health check. And we added the custom power. We added the condition. Added condition registry. And then added the body health condition. Always a good idea to mark your progress in your commits. Okay, I think one last quick thing to do is I want to experiment with the queries. Yeah, see you, Yuke. Thanks for coming in. I want to experiment with a query because here we have a query for quirk factor. I want to see if we can add in a query for the body, specifically getting like a body status. I don't know if it's going to be like laggy or whatever. But that seems like someone else's problem, not mine. Let's try it. At binding, we're going to bind it to body. Dot health. Can we do body dot health? Or is it just body underscore health? It's probably that. I'm trying to think of the Palladium queries. Queries? Did I spell queries wrong? No. Vanilla queries. Oh yeah, they use underscores. Do any of them have... No. None of them accept parameters. That might not be something that I can do. I might not be able to pass in parameters. But we'll see. Public double body underscore health. And then we check to see this. And I guess we just pass in return we have to get the iBody data. Body equals body attachments dot get player. This should be fine. And then we do body dot get health player, and let's just do for now, let's do body part dot head. So right now it's just going to get the head health. Then we got to do this dot function dot put body underscore health functions this colon body health. And then we just return 0. Or we return full health. Let's return full health. So now if I go here and we do a check here, let's see. What could be something... Oh, we could try it for target, actually. Because target is technically a value. Or it is a value. Which means we can pass Molang into it. So let's grab this. And paste it here. Molang float YHA dot body underscore health. So this is now saying this is basically controlling the right arm kind of hurt. The head is. Because if the whatever the head value is, that's our comparison to the right arm. So if the right arm ever comes below the head health, that's when it's supposed to say, owie. We'll see. So right now the head is set to 50 and the right arm is set to 43. So let's set the health for the right arm to 50. If I go to 51, it should be fine. If I go to 49, oh, that's 59. If I go to 49, it should say ow. Okay. Now, if I set this to 50 again, if I set the head to We'll do 69. Now if I set the main... Oh, there it said ow. I set the main arm to 70. Set the main arm to 68. Okay, so that's working to get the head health. Body health. I want to see if I can pass something in. If I can pass something in here, that would be nice. Otherwise, I just add in a query for each body part, which is annoying, but not the end of the world. So can I do string body part? This is mad. Cannot resolve this. Can we just do body health and then context dot? I don't think it has a context of it. Yeah, I don't think I can pass it in unless it's in the property. Object property. Dang, I don't think I can do that. Okay, fine. Since I can't do that, quirk, body. No, wait. Instead of body health, it should just be head health. Yeah, that's perfect. Head health. Head health. Head health. So now, you may be asking, how do we get all the other body parts? That's where we have the intern save the day. ChatGPT.com. We come over here, we say, I have this binding. I need you to do the same code, but for the rest of the body parts inside of the enumeration. So here is the code to base everything off of. We give it that, and here is the enumeration of parts you need to get. And then we go back to here, we go back to here, we go back to body parts. Do-do-do-do. Boop. Boom. And watch this. Boom. Chest health, left arm. Look at all this typing I don't have to do. Copy and paste over here. Boom. And now you may be wondering, oh, what are you going to do? Well, I don't even want to type this. Now I have this. Can you do the same thing? Boop. Look at all the puts. There we go. Copy and paste. Easy as that. So now if I wanted to get the right foot health inside of here, I just go, boom, right foot health. Let's do a quick check that it works. Even though it's going to work because the intern never fails, obviously. So now we're comparing the right arm to the right foot. So we should see ow right away. If we set the right foot to 1. And we set the main arm to 0. It says ow. Boom. Molang now has even more uses. And we technically didn't even need to do this because we... Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, we technically didn't even need to do that entire condition. So stupid. Because now we could have just done a number compare of the right foot health to the left foot health or whatever. This entire function is now obsolete. But whatever. You can still use it for the state, though. If you want to check your state is destroyed or not, you can still do that. But this is actually probably simpler to do. Well, no, I mean, it removes a step, I guess. Okay, whatever. It was kind of a waste of time, but that's fine. Added in queries for all the body healths. Because why not? Commit and push. Commit and push. Push. In case I wasn't right the first 3 times. All right. Let me take a look. I think there was one more condition that was in the original. That is body float condition. And that is checking the value of a float inside. So with the by that I mean this here. This guy here, smoke and smoke capacity here are custom floats inside. We need a condition to check those both. Luckily, this one should be way faster because, conditions, body health conditions. We'll do new Java class, body float condition. Condition. Like this. And this is going to be basically the exact same thing as this. Like almost exactly, except we remove the ugly bits in between. Boop. Because he already did all of the work for the comparators for us, which is excellent. Body float condition. Let me just grab all of this stuff too. Like that. Change this to a record. And then come here. Duplicate this. Body health is going to be a body float. Body float. And then this, Control D to duplicate. Body float. And this needs to be body float condition here and here. Now we go back to this and we check to see. We don't need check type anymore because we're only comparing a body part, a key. So we're going to change this instead of check type. We're going to change this to key. An operator and then the state. Not the state. The part, the key, the operator, and then the target that we're comparing it to. So we keep part, we change this to key, also a string. It's going to be key. We have the option, no, this is now going to be a required field of operator. So we have to do some sort of comparison. We don't need the state. And we have the target. So then we change. Why are you mad? Cannot resolve method key. Part is there, key is there, operator is there, target is here. Why are you upset? Why are you upset? I'm not. Body. Oh, because it's using body health condition. That's why. Not a good idea to copy paste without paying attention. Let's do a quick search for health condition. Yep, there's a couple of them. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, and get rid of that and that. All right, now there's no more health conditions. So we just come up here into the actual logic. And we're still going to check if it's a server player, even though I don't think we have to. I really don't think we have to, because I feel like we don't have to do this. May or may not be a pipe bomb in my mailbox. Well, good thing I don't ever get my mail, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, we get the part, we check if it's bad, we get the player's body, and we don't actually need to check if the key equals anything, because we are simply doing a comparison. So we can delete all of this. We can delete the this if statement. And what we're going to attempt to do is compare. We still get the target. And instead of body.getHealth, we're going to do body.getCustomFloat player. And I believe it's player part key and default value. This dot key. And then the default. We'll just say 0. That's probably good. So then that compares number 1 and number 2. It doesn't have a check, though, if it exists, which is annoying. And I don't think I have a way to check. I got to chapter... I think I only got to chapter 8. So, not very far, but closer. Yeah, so this body doesn't have any sense of the available keys. So, yeah, if they just type it wrong, they're just, whatever. That's their fault. I have no pity. I think I need a few more chapters to know if I'm liking it. It's definitely very how do I want to say this? It's very descriptive. Lots of painting of the world and of the scenes. Part key operator target. Part, this goes to key. Delete state. Operator target. Key is no longer this. It's literally just a type underscore string. And this is going to be the key of the custom float that are attempting to do the comparison on. Tempting. And then operator target, but then we got to change these. Checks the current state, no. And this is body float check. And compares the current float value to another value. Gotta build as much of the world as possible in the first book so they can focus on the story in the next 13 books. Yeah, we'll see about that. And like, I like the world building. I think it was more of like the descriptive writing. It's almost a little too descriptive. Like, what was... I'm trying to think. There was a book that I attempted to read. I think it was back in high school. It might have been the Lord of the Ring books. They were very... Those books are very descriptive. And really paint you the picture. And I didn't really like that one, or I didn't get through that because it was just too much description of the scenery and everything like that. The part to check the part to search for the float. Wait, in which the float is assigned. The key of the custom float operator, how to compare the current float to the target float, to the target value. Then get rid of this extra junk. Boop, boop. And type value, the value that the float is being compared against. And then delete that because we're not doing that. And we don't get 2 examples. They only get 1 example. Key, we'll just say like, don't want to say power because that would confuse people. How about a key of energy equals target energy equals, that's a value, so new static value 100. Okay, fine. There, 100. Anything interesting happen in the stream? I couldn't get on earlier and will be heading to bed soon. Well, I guess the only way you'll find out is by watching the entire 3-hour and 13-minute stream on 2 times speed. Unless you pay for YouTube Premium, then you can do 3 times speed. No, basically, I'm just going through and finishing up all of the base abilities and conditions for the body status system. So that's the system where I give every body part its own health and then allow people to assign health or assign custom values to each body part. And so we're working on, I think, the last condition, which is just checking to see what value you have in there and seeing if it's equal or not. And then after that, I think it's all good to go. Just have to test it with yet another ability. So we're going to copy this. Copy and paste. Right arm kinda hurt is now going to go to test the chest float. And we're going to say smoke is at max. Then properties, that's fine. So instead of body health, we're going to look for body float. Check type is going to get key. And it's going to be smoke underscore what? Smoke underscore capacity in the chest. If that is equal to, and we can use this, but we're just going to use a target of, don't use quotes, a target of the max, which is quirk factor, actually. So we actually do need this, and we'll just replace this with quirk factor. like this. We should be good because this is the smoke. Wait, passive gain. Max. Oh, quirk factor times 400. All right. Let's see if this works. That dancing avatar is super distracting. No, he's just chilling. He's just, I can't believe. That's the first negative comment that we've had about Poor Toothless. You're going to make him angry. Uh-oh. He's angry now. Look at what you've done. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is he doing? No, stay on your stay on your screen. Oh my, look at what you've done. Now, ugh. He's lacking wings? No, he's got wings. He's just too mad. Now look at what you've done. Now he's just taking up the whole thing. Smoke is at max. He's actually got wings. Boop. See? He's just proving you wrong. All right, go back in your box now. Please. There. He's a little smaller. Oh, his feet. It looks like the smoke thing is already actually, or the condition's already actually working. Let's do body set, float chest, smoke capacity. Oh. Well, if I set it to 3, it should update it, actually. Smoke capacity is set to 3. I now debug. Smoke capacity is going up. Let's set smoke capacity to 390. Once this baby gets to 400, it should fire, and if it does, that means the condition's working. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Boom! That condition works perfectly. Yippee! This calls for a celebration. Mace. We're gonna do some mace PvP against this villager. / enchant dev windburst. 3. Oh. 2. What? Whatever. Hit him! Boom! Ah! Oh, it hit the button. Come here! Boom! I love the mace. What is smoke capacity for? Right now, nothing. I was just using it as a... That was just the value I picked. But eventually it's going to be for the smokescreen quirk and other quirks. I was using it to test because the idea is I want people to be able to store values inside different body parts. One of those value to replace scoreboards, so they don't have to be looking up scoreboards all the time. And so that's one thing that I'm doing is storing like smoke capacity for that. Say you have power stock and you wanted to store percentages of power, you can do that in a specific body part pretty easily instead of having to deal with a bunch of other scoreboards or naming things. You can just say in the right hand, put a value named power charge. So you'd have things like storing sweat and hands. Yes, exactly. Sweat and hands. Like with Fa Jin, having the charged energy each be limb dependent, that sort of thing. And just yeah, making sure other developers can. Oh, I missed. Wait. Come here. I missed. Boom. But yeah, I made it the... Ooh, what did I just do? Control Z? I made these abilities. These are generic abilities, so people can easily use them when they create their quirks. Because I don't know if you were around, that the idea with this library is to implement all of the main like base things that I was using before, but at a more generic level, so that people can easily make quirks using all these same systems and stuff. So, and I think that was the last bit of the body system. I think, because I can't think of added body float condition. I can think of a bunch of other conditions that I need, but in terms of this one, I think it's good. You hope to see people making up unique quirks. Yeah, I want that too. Like, sure, like, because I'll eventually do the main quirks, but it's more fun to see people do like the smaller ones. But I think that's actually gonna be it for today's stream. We went through and we implemented the rest of the body conditions that we need. I have to go and document them tomorrow, which is annoying. But we got a couple of conditions and we finished 2 abilities and 2 conditions. And we added in a bunch of queries. So not the best progress, if I'm being honest. But the conditions was a little confusing to do. But now we have a condition, so the rest of the conditions should be pretty straightforward and easy. Though sadly, I'm sure any time-based quirks will never be viable outside of single player. Not necessarily. The one exception to that is from the latest MHA movie. The guy who puts the bubble around him that slows down time. Or slows, I guess it doesn't slow down time. Where he's basically got infinity. That would work in multiplayer. Yeah, he basically, MHA slow bubble quirk. Delay spot. He basically just does this. Get out of here. Oop. Can we refresh? There we go. He just snaps and he just has a spot around him and he can walk normally, but everyone else just is slowed completely. Or not completely, but just really slowed. We kind of stopped watching. You gotta watch the last season. Is just so good. Yeah, and that's true. That's from a movie. That's from a movie. All right. Well, I'm going to log off, I think. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Hopefully you all fell asleep or learned something. I will probably go fall asleep myself. You just kind of got it spoiled? Well, still, even if you got it spoiled, I would watch it because it's still very, like, cinematic. Even if you know what, like, I knew what happened. I got parts of it spoiled, too. But it's still really good. Like, visually, audibly, like, it's worth it. I'd say it's worth it. But yeah, I'm going to end the stream. Thanks, everyone. I will see you all in the next stream, probably. It's going to happen before another video. I have recorded a video. The problem is I'm just distracted. But we'll see. All right. I'm going to bed.